hear the things that was going on in the living conditions and stuff. It definitely was some pimp shit he tried to do. What we're going to do is we're going to have a recap of those never seen before transcripts and actual documents of Malachi Z. York. Those court transcripts that have never been seen before and that have sealed. Yeah, we had the exclusive yesterday. We got more coming tonight on Triple. If you haven't been tuned in, we got the exclusive going on over there. Sorry, family, I'm trying to set up my tablet so I can keep an eye on, on the chat and answer back and stuff. Hold on, give me a sec. But yeah, yesterday we had the exclusive, never seen before sealed documents, unsealed. They were sealed, but they're unsealed now, of Malachi Z. York. And man, I got to tell you, when you listen to these transcripts or you read them, you got to take some intermissions. Like last night, we had to actually stop and, do something else, talk about young Pharaoh, just to get that type of sickness, out of our brains. Because when you hear the things that was going on in the living conditions and stuff, it's just very hard to wrap your brain around. Very, very hard to wrap your brain around. So first, we're going to break down this young Pharaoh situation. We're going to start with his claiming lately. We had a breakdown on that last night on him going on Tasha K show and claiming that he's been abducted by aliens. And I'm going to replay that video for those who have not seen it. Just play it by real quick. There's some other videos I'm going to play, and I'm going to break down of young Pharaoh too, because there's a lot of videos out there that can be broken down. He's been on a whole lot of fuckery lately, doing a whole lot of fuckery. He's been misrepresenting our ancestors, who he claimed he represents, who he claims he represents. I was just talking to Triple C Treehouse, her commentary. Or that's true, true first. That is big.
Those of you who didn't hear the first part, Chuck sent me two.
That's true, true first. That is big facts. But these are our leaders. Well, they ain't my goddamn leader. They ain't my goddamn. I don't have no leader. I don't have no spiritual. None of that shit. I don't follow no one but myself. Yes, I'm new to this YouTube thing, and I do have people around me that give me advice and help me as I go along, like Triple C's Treehouse and One Community. They've been helping me as I go along, showing me the ropes. I'm not following nobody. I think people get lost in the idolization of people. I think people as a whole, we've been indoctrinated to look for a Messiah. I feel as though we've been indoctrinated to look for a Messiah. And we are fascinated. It's like we got a fascination with the idea of idolism. Finding somebody to save us. Somebody's going to lead us to the promised land. I think we're fascinated with that idea. Really indoctrinated into it, but it turns into a fascination after a while. Big shit.
And then
An age limit to where he started molesting the children didn't matter. Look, and Umar Johnson is, they all being pretty much outed as scammers or, things of that nature. Everybody's trying to get that top spot now. Everybody trying to be that leader of the community. People are going for it as if they can take it themselves. That spot has to be given the community. And another thing is, we put this up there like that. I'm not gonna lie, that nigga had me fooled in the beginning. I'm not gonna sit here and act like none of these motherfuckers didn't have me fooled. Not Malachi Z. York. I didn't even know about him until finding out about Polite, discovering Polite, like 10 years ago. But I never really looked into Dr. Z. York until now. But we need to out all these motherfuckers in the community who are pedophiles, scammers, you name it. You name it. They're either using this knowledge and information, and they're making it look bad. They're either using this knowledge and information to either do one of two things. They're either using it for profit and material things to gain materialistic things, or they're using it for sexual deviancy. That's all we're seeing. And I'm starting to feel like these people are purposely being put to the forefront to make all this shit look bad. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw him with his wife, a man hoes. No offense to the wives, but like to me. That's true. That's true. That's true. True first. That is big facts. But these are our leaders. These are our leaders. Well, they ain't my goddamn leaders. They ain't my goddamn. I don't have no leader. I don't have no leader. I don't have no spiritual father. None of that shit. None of that shit. I don't follow no one but myself. Yes, I'm new to this YouTube thing, and I do have people around me that give me advice and help me as I go along, like Triple C's Treehouse and One Community. They've been helping me as I go along, showing me the ropes. I'm not following nobody. I think people get lost in the idolization of people. I think people as a whole, we've been indoctrinated to look for a Messiah. I feel though we've been indoctrinated to look for a Messiah. And we are fascinated. It's like we got a fascination with the idea of idolism. Finding somebody to save us, somebody's going to lead us to the promised land. I think we're fascinated with that idea. Or we just been we have been severely indoctrinated into it, but it turned into a fascination after a while. But this is some sick shit. To sit there and say, you being accused with these things, I've never heard. And the crazy thing about it is, it's unheard of. You never seen somebody that's being accused of such things act the way he's acting. Name one person that has been accused of these type of things and act the way that Brother Polite is acting. Well, I'm not calling him Brother Polite is acting. Eugene! Or the way Tosh would say it. Eugene! And I finally seen that picture that she was talking about that Tahaka Bay did, putting up of her. Tar had shout out to Tar. He had counted it up. Caught it. I didn't see it last night. I didn't see it till earlier. Tahaka Bay had did a video and put her picture up on it, and he fucked up. He's barking up the wrong tree with messing with her because she had every right to do what she did, and she did it legally. And the crazy thing about it is he's like going to have to explain where he got that fucking video. He's gonna fuck himself up eventually. And he said he wasn't going to strike nobody. So to say you're not going to strike nobody,
He brings up Tahakabe. He brings up different people. And yeah, welcome to Ocean Yumi's channel. I think I said that already, but yeah. So So please listen. This is the transcript. Later on, the transcript from Malachi's call comes up. There's a certain age that he was targeting and everything. But you will hear while you watch the video. You'll see and hear for yourself.
And turn around and strike someone, that shows your true character, man. That shows your character. That's some fucked up shit. But yeah, man, what do y'all think about that? That whole what Polite said though. I have accomplished everything I've sought out to do. Everything else is I continue to do, I remain blessed. What he say? I sought out everything. I accomplished everything that I sought out to do. Everything else is just extra. I remain blessed. Make money with me. Make money with me. Get your family what they deserve. Then he jigging. Where I just want to know, like, where they do that at. Where have you ever seen someone being accused of molesting a 14-year-old girl? Molesting a 14-year-old girl, allegedly. And acts the way he did. No, matter of fact, let me go back. When have you seen a nigga or anybody being accused of what he's being accused of and didn't at least just say, I did it or I didn't do it? That was the biggest red flag right there. Now, when have you seen a man act the way he did that's been accused of what he's being accused of? When have you ever seen a man act like that? No, you haven't. Name one person that ever act like that besides Donald Trump. Yes. Besides Donald Trump crazy ass, name one other person who act the way he did. You can't. You know why? Because that nigga is sick. He's sick, family. Now, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pull up the video and we're going to have a recap on last night's documents to warm y'all up for tonight's documents. Let me pull this video up, family. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Yeah, he is feeding his audience. That's why he keep listing all the people that he made money for or made money with him. Oh, this person made this much money. This person made that much money. Let's go. What are they talking about? This person made that much money. I think that was a cry for support. Like basically in a way saying like, I made y'all this amount of money. Where y'all at, man? Support me, motherfucker. I need your help. Family. I need your help. That was like a cry for help without actually crying for help. You feel me? But we ain't gonna let up on you, Jay. Let me make this big so you guys can see the whole the writing on the transcripts. I'm gonna make this big so you guys can see all the writing on the transcripts. Bada boom. Hold up, wait a minute. I know how to fix something now still. Because I got a new one. Bam. Oh yeah, it's still there because the other one, the other layout, it still has it. Yo, Jane. Tito. She cracked me up when she do that. Yo, Jane. Tito. Let's play these documents.
That's fine, Sonny. That's fine. But it needs to be shown so that everybody knows, so they can quit saying this, that, and the other. Bigger than this? I was trying to see it.
There is a bit of an echo, so please just read the script as well as he goes along it. As she reads it, read the script and what is said. Okay?
Maximize it for a minute.
So right now she's trying to make the letters bigger. They're going to get bigger. Don't worry, she's going to make the letters bigger.
Is that good? Is that good?
Yeah, that's I can see it on the smaller screen.
Huh?
I said that's a lot better. I can see it on the smaller screen. I keep forgetting I'm a part of this video. I was going to say, am I echoing? Now she's gonna be
why you think I'm gonna get you? Y'all can conversate in the chat.
Paraphrasing.
Okay, so they say they can see. So this is basically the index. This is the witness index. Telling you the witness.
Now brace yourself, family. Brace yourself.
Examination by cross-examination by. Oh, hold on, I got an email.
This is gonna get real dirty as it goes.
Nah, that ain't juice. That's that damn $2 that they wanted me to pay for that insurance. My bank, they don't send me one message. They send me an email. They send me a text message. They send me a notification on the phone.
No, it's not an echo. That's me talking.
We haven't even really gotten on topic yet, Mark. You know what I'm saying? Please, Sonny. This ain't easy for me, but you know.
I thought it was an echo too. It's me talking over my own voice.
Because there's too many people running around saying this, that, and the other, and it needs to stop. That man been locked up for 19 damn years.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this will give him a piece of reality. You don't need that piece of reality because you already understand. That's why it's sick to you. But see, they don't understand. Sometimes you have to show people the body for them to get it. In this case, the transcripts.
And that's a fact, family. Wait till y'all hear this shit.
So then Chuck did say it works better if you read it off as like a script, like two people reading a play.
We're not going to do
for
that.
These purposes, we just gonna read it. And
we got 7 people in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button as you come in, family.
But Chuck has one on his channel between Tariq Noel and kind of heated. So I don't know if that's a good idea for people with any kind of stuff like this. It's fair warning. Well, somebody decided to go off and get the bright idea that ready to proceed to Patrick. No, I thought she was going to have a threesome. He says, ready to proceed, Mr. Patrick? He says, yes, Your Honor, I'm ready. Thing you need to talk about before we bring the jury in. The court. Okay. I'm going to paraphrase this part because this is just the setup. We're expecting to call Salah, Eddington, they're telling which witnesses they're going to call. one of these jurors, I understand, has to drive. So yeah, they had to take into consideration that some of the jurors had to come from far away, and stuff like that. So they trying to see how many.
Damn, they had people coming from out of town to do the jury.
It's gonna take about 2 weeks. Well, the court asked, how long do you think it's gonna take to put on your case? And then Mr. Patrick says probably about 2 weeks. It depends on the cross examination.
Yeah, my bad. I had to go grab me some water real quick.
Ain't no problem.
Crazy thing is, I still got this jug of water still sitting here. I forgot to put it back in the fridge last night.
Let me put my phone up.
That's you jumping. I bet you probably can't even jump phone charge.
Oh yeah, because I stay home most of the time. So yeah, but see, I got two. I got a laptop. I got my big rig computer, and then I got a tablet and the phone. So when you hear all that, it's three of them going off. It might be one notification, but it's three going off because they all link to each other. They all synced up.
Oh, okay.
So in case I'm not at one, I'm at the other, I can still see what's going on. See, I got a 72-inch monitor, so if I want to watch 5 people on YouTube, I can do that on my big rig and do whatever else I need to do anywhere on one of my other devices. It says it's going to be about 35 witnesses at the moment. Yes. Nowhere. All right. You left the land in 1999, correct? No. When did you leave? I mean, yes, I did. Yes, I did. All right. Well, so it'll probably work better if I read this and paraphrase it. Okay, so when he left the land, he started to work for a temp agency for labor ready, huh?
I said, however you feel comfortable doing it.
Because it'll make more sense instead of me reading back and forth, back and forth. So I'm just going to skip the question unless I need to make the question known. So he left the land in 99. He started working at a temp agency for labor ready. And then since he's left the land, he worked for the temp agency for a construction company. Can't remember the name of it. Labor ready. And then okay, so he said not the temporary jobs through labor ready. Did you work anywhere besides there? And he said through labor ready, he finally got a job at Harry's and Hurry Farmers Market. Phonetic spelling. It says he never danced at any clubbing. Then he asked him, does he recall being interviewed by Joan Croner on May 29, 2002? And he says that yes. And he asked him, was everything he told her correct? And he says yes. He's going to ask him about the family. He's a member of the family. His father is Bruce LaRoche. He has brother Salam LaRoche. Shaw is another brother. Joseph LaRoche is his brother. And he showed him a photo. And he identified some people in the photos. His brother, somebody named Nicole, and another brother named Eunice Muhammad, and 2 sisters, Salah Eddington and Keturah Eddington. Aunt named Pamela Roche, and she has a son named Lemuel LaRoche. And he shows a photo of Lemuel and Nicole. And then there's a son named Zayad Atapa. And also a daughter named Safa LaRoche. Okay, so he's asking him about the alleged victims in the family. He was a victim.
Dewdrop, no, I don't have a PayPal. I only got Cash App.
Shalama was a victim.
I only use
Saha
Cash App.
Eddington was a victim. Keturah Eddington was a victim. And Safaha LaRoche was a victim. And all five of those victims came from one family.
Shout out to Flexico in the building.
Damn. Yeah, that's just one family. They were both in the community in Georgia and New York. And then he says nothing happened between him and York during the time that he was.
Family, it's not an echo. It's the video from last night. And when I talk and the video's playing, it's me talking over myself. So it sounds like an echo. We just going over the documents from last night so we get a warm up for what's coming
in New York
tonight.
Because York rarely saw him. Then he left New York to go down to Georgia in '93, and that was right after his 13th birthday. Oh, right. Yeah, his 13th birthday. He said he stated the defendant had oral and anal sex with him starting when he was 13 through 16, mostly. No earlier than 13. Majority of it ended at 6.
See what I mean, family? What I said, he has an age preference. Everybody started at 16. I mean, everybody started at 13 and ended at 16, and it always started in anal and oral sex. So he was a habitual sodomizer. It didn't matter if it was boys or girls. It's going to get sicker, family. Wow, so he had a preference, age preference. That's some sick shit.
Nah, see, I sleep, but like I sleep in spurts. When I was little, like it was nothing for me to stay up for 2 or 3 days because I wasn't sleepy. Like sometimes my brain be going all the time, so it won't let me sleep. It'd be like, hey, what about this? Trust me, I know my limits. Okay, so 13 to 16, but the majority of it ended at 16. And it would be on a regular basis. And he said, no, not on a regular basis, on and off. And then he said it was maybe twice a week that it happened. Oh, okay. Queen Pooh just dropped Brother Polite is broke. Part 2. Wow. Yeah, I have to eat healthy. I have to eat semi-healthy or I get sick. I have stomach issues. So he said about 2 times a week on average. That York would do that. And it was fairly regular between 93 and 96. And he said he never saw his brother Salam LaRoche molested.
He said yes.
He said he never saw his brother molested. He answered yes. That was the question. He answered
yes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, he said yes. Like,
so yes, that he had never seen him molested before.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So he said that the prosecution says on the average of twice per week, where the defendant from 93 to 96, you never saw your brother molested, and he says that's right. And he says when the organization got to Georgia, there's a difference between the main house and the trailer, correct? And he said, "What do you mean by the main house?" And we've all heard of what all of us that have already know that York had his palatial layout, and then everybody else was in them trailers with the busted windows and the rotten floors and shit.
I ain't never been over there.
No. On my channel when we was talking about it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And when I read, remember in the book,
girl with talking with the lights with the goddamn microphone on. But what I was saying was, you see the condition that he had these people living in. He had the boys staying in one area, the girls staying in one part. People were separated from their families, and he was rotating these children. This shit is fucking crazy. And the men, if they didn't make $100 a day selling pamphlets or whatever they were selling, they couldn't see their significant other. This was some sick shit. And imagine how fucked up and cut up you got to be to fall through the goddamn floor. She's going to mention somebody's taking a shower and falling through the goddamn floor. Imagine how cut up you got to be falling through the floor.
One of the concubines that was in this favor sent her to the trailer, and she was taking a shower and fell through the floor.
God damn.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody else eating rice and peas and damn near starving, and he taking them out to eat because he bribing them. People, why would because they was eating too. Everybody else was
so everybody there was living like peasants and slaves, giving all their money and their wealth to this man while he lives like a king. And they living in broken down fucking shacks and trailers and shit like that.
Damn near starving. One lady had a child in the damn storage unit during the daytime.
Damn. See, one of them had a child in the storage unit in the daytime. That's how he was treating these people. Can you imagine what these people had to go through to beforehand to allow someone to do that to them? Imagine the mental states of these people. Imagine the kids. Like I said, imagine how frightened a kid must have been. You know, I'm of Dr. York, but I'm new to these inside details. So.
That's why I keep telling you.
That's why I just sit and let y'all talk because I'm listening.
Yeah. That's why I keep saying y'all have to go back to the old videos because we have talked about some of this stuff before. But he said there was some incident.
Yeah, you can put it on your channel, old son. You have my permission to share this on your channel. Surprised they didn't fall through the floor. Oh, son, Yemi, you have my permission to share it. Surprised they didn't fall through the floor in them incidents in the house. The way you describing it.
That girl fell dead through the floor.
Imagine how cut up she must have got because she just bare naked.
Ain't no telling. The floor was already rotten, so she probably just got scratched up kind of bad.
Yeah, that's why I said imagine how cut up and scratched up she must have been. She ain't had nothing protecting her. She's just her bare flesh.
Yep.
Yes, this is disgusting. Very, very disgusting. And no, it's not an echo. It's the video replaying with my voice in Triple C TV, so it sounds like an echo when I talk over it. Very fucking disgusting. And she's also going to describe one of these people happen to go to a church or something or a courthouse to wash their children up. To wash their children up. Like he was treating these people badly. And this is just the beginning. We only get through 50 pages. There's 200 pages in this document alone. And she has like 5 or 6 of them. Oh, it's going to get deeper.
But then he said during the previous testimony from the day before this, he described the incident involving Nicole Lopez, who's also called Otter. And he said that happened in the trailer. And no, he said it happened in the house. It was like a trailer home. And then he defines what it is, the mobile home that you connect together, the one that you can drive. So basically an RV.
So he was traveling around with him.
He had mobile homes out there too. He said there was no upstairs, downstairs, no upstairs in the trailer. And that occurred with Nicole Lopez, and that was when he was about 15.
People don't really get shit until you really hear the inside details of this shit. It's just runs. This man was sick. And this is just a recap of last night and a warm-up for what is to come tonight, because we're going to get deeper into these documents and it's going to get a lot worse, family. It's going to get a lot worse. He shouldn't have went to jail. I think he should have been castrated, then put in jail. And that's facts. I believe that they should get a fate worse than death. And it ain't no fate worse than being castrated to a man. I'm sorry. For a man, the worst thing that can happen to you is to have to live without your Johnson. No man wants to ever have to go through that. And I think not only should he have been put in jail, he should have been castrated as well. He should have been castrated. I think that should be, instead of the death penalty, I think they should give him castration. People like him.
You said you was laying down. So, never mind. He said he's sure about the incident that happened. He said he spoke with John Cronin on May 26, 2002, and indicated that when he was 15, he had intercourse with Nicole Lopez in front of the defendant in the downstairs bedroom. And he said he couldn't remember that. And then I guess the defense or the prosecutor, I guess this is the defense question, and it seems a little bit pickified. And he said he wants to refresh his memory. And then he shows him where and then he said he couldn't remember answering it. And he said it might be a mistake in the testimony. It sounds like it reads like he's trying to trip him up. I know everybody don't read that fast as me, so let me scroll back up some.
Yeah, slow down a little bit. Slow down.
I got excited.
So this is the prosecution interviewing the witness, and it seems like the prosecution is trying to trip the witness up. Imagine how fucking sick you got to be to even defend these motherfuckers.
Zoom.
I like to, make sure I comprehend what I'm reading.
Yeah.
Cause she read like Spencer from Criminal Minds. If anybody seen Criminal Minds, put a one in the chat. If you know who Spencer from Criminal Minds is, because that's who Cece read like. Tosh, that's who she read like. Speed Demon when it come to reading. I was gonna say you read like the boy from Criminal Minds, Spencer. Put a one in the chat if you agree.
I told y'all I read a lot of true crime and like serial killer books from the position of the agents and the police officers. Whole lots of documentaries out there, and they tell you the process that they go through and stuff.
You can scroll down.
And I'm good at paraphrasing. I'm like a Walking for Dummies book. A mini oracle, and in my off time, I'm a Walking for Dummies book.
I see where you said they trying to trip him up at.
Mm-hmm. Now, mind you, this is in like 2000. What was it? 2002. And all of this happened when he was under 16. He left there in 99.
Damn. That's why so many. And this was going on for nearly 35 years, family. 35 years this was going on. And the crazy part about it is, I ain't gonna lie, growing up, I thought this shit was only possible in white families. Until I grew up and discovered it happening in my own family and figured out that I was a product of it. I was born from it. That's why I call myself Brenda's baby. Doing this for a long period because everybody knew about Brenda, but nobody asked about the baby. And that's the one thing people don't realize. They don't realize what the children have to go through. Imagine being the children of Malachi Z. York, who didn't participate in these activities, who still love their father, or have to go through life embarrassed of this situation or been teased of this situation or something like that. People don't think about what the child has to go through. Because I had to watch my mother go through a whole lot. I had to watch her be talked about. I had to watch people predict how long I was going to live. I was called a broken condom. Some people called my mother my sister. I was confused on who my mother was. People don't understand what that child has to go through. And it's very, very, very saddening and very hurtful to be a child and watch your mother have to go through such pain and knowing you're too small to do anything about it.
Look, the cult before York got caught, he was acting cult for 35 years. He started before he ever got
35 years, family. He was an active cult for 35 years. So he was doing shit like that for 35 years. And he was doing shit before he started the cult. Because that shit don't just pop up. You don't just start doing that. See, I'm new to Dr. York. I'm very new to Dr. York. Not new to about Yahweh Ben Yahweh. This information. I've heard you mention him twice. That's the dude that I'm not too new to him anymore hearing this information. I definitely know who Yahweh Ben Yahweh was. I didn't know he died though. starts claiming he was Jesus, right?
Yeah, it's an interview by Khalil Almani channel.
Yeah.
But we brought it was him and a whole bunch of other people. It was him. It was Malik. I think Tarnun and Chuck. One of the other of both. Because it's been some years. But
and this is just a warm up for tonight, family. Imagine how deep we gonna get into the documents tonight.
He came on because he's one of the people that went to the FBI and turned evidence on Yahweh Ben Yahweh.
Oh,
he was in witness protection for a while, and then he got out or whatever. He declined it or whatever and started living his life again. I guess he's Zayden's high limits.
African. Document on him. Oh, son, African Bambaataa was actually trying to stick up for Malachi Z. York. Wasn't he advocating for him, trying to say that he was set up? I could have sworn I saw a whole document that African Bambaataa put out saying exposed the setup, and one was called the kidnap of Dr. Z. York. So you can tell where African Bambaataa got his whole routine from. The FBI files. Yeah, I used to watch cold case files, forensic files,
the ones that came. What was that? 4 years ago. It was fun though because they all got to chop it up. It was like three different, Yahweh, Expo member, Wapi Expo member, ex-member of the Zulu Nation.
Mm-hmm. And you know what they all got in common? They making African
all of them making out and say something, try to help other people come out of it.
And they are making Pan-Africanism and all of our ancient spirituality of our ancestors. I think that's the main goal today. If you don't think white folks ain't got a hand in this shit, you crazy. I think they do. And I think the higher ups and the powers that be are laughing at us. Because once again, they have turned our spirituality and the wisdom of our ancestors into a mockery. Once again. From what I can see with all this, cult shit, it never turns out well. Never does. It never ever turns out well. Ever.
Well, see, the ones that don't know about don't know.
Never does. I've never seen one cult turn out well. Matter of fact, I can't say that because, well, any cults that I know of, I'm active Nuwapians. They're probably still active members of Heaven's Gate. They're probably still active members of who believe in Jim Jones. That probably wasn't even part of the original compound that still are active, still believe in these people. I know for a fact there's active Nuwapians. Polite is pretty much an active Nuwapian. He still sees Malachi Z. York as his spiritual
crazy,
which doesn't make sense to me. How can he be your God if the black woman is God?
And don't nobody really hear about it. They still out. Because
a lot of them is.
It's different kinds of cults. So, some of them, they don't, it's like, it's hard to explain. I'm going to have to go back through that book again. He said he probably was mistaken about what the incident occurred. And then he said he also mentioned the incident with David Noel. And an incident wasn't Lexus in his choosing room.
Wait, where did the coolie room come from? I thought
You talking about Polite Mark?
Oh, different. Y'all can hear me eating chips and shit in the background. I was getting my grub on.
Yeah, the only catch is they didn't issue that stay-away order when he first got out. Like literally, he wasn't supposed to do that, but it's like a loophole. He ain't got 300K in assets because if he did, he wouldn't have been able to file indigent with court.
Shout out to DJ Craig B in the chat. What's up, DJ Craig B? Craig!
Look. He ain't gonna be able to keep his mouth shut. I have a strange sneaking suspicion that he ain't gonna be able to keep his mouth shut.
Who, Polite?
He's itching to get on social media.
Yeah. See, I told y'all she called this shit last night. He was itching to get back on social media. What did Polite do today? Eugene! What did Polite do today? If you wasn't here, if you ain't see it earlier, Craig, Brother Polite put a video up of him dancing with some Spanish chick, and he wrote in the caption, "I've accomplished everything I sought out to do. Everything else is just extra. I remain blessed. Make money with me." That's what you miss. You miss Brother Polite putting up a video of him dancing with a Spanish mamacita, and he put in the caption, I've accomplished everything I sought out to do. Everything else is just extra. I remain blessed. Make money with me. Get your family what they deserve. BrotherPolite.com. And a bunch of people commented under it, "Oh, do your thing. This, that, and the third. Happy for you, bro." Somebody put Ashe. All types of shit, yo. I just put the link in the chat if you want to check it out. The shit is sick and disgusting. It sounds like a man that's just basically waving his dick to the world saying, "Ha ha, I got away with it. And you can't do nothing about it. You can't do nothing about it." That's basically what he said. And right now, we are going over a recap of last night's transcripts. So we, as a warm-up into juiciness that we're going to get into tonight when she reads the rest of those transcripts and get into the rest of those documents, because as these documents, she only got to 50, page 50 last night, and there's over 200 documents. And the deeper we get, the sicker this shit gets. So right now, you didn't miss nothing. Well, you missed the Polite part and the Young Pharaoh part. Me breaking down Young Pharaoh and him talking about an alien, he got abducted by aliens. And then we did Brother Polite and what he did and what he wrote. And now we are doing a recap on Malachi Z. York's unseen, unheard transcripts. We're just doing a recap as a warm-up for tonight.
I'm telling you, he's itching to get on social media. He posted a 4-5-year-old video on Instagram.
See, Polite, I said that earlier. Polite posted a 4 or 5-year-old video and of him counting fake money. Then he posted a video of him today dancing with a Spanish mamacita. and the caption that he wrote was very sick. It was sickening. Exactly. And the way he, and FYI, DJ Craig, it might sound like it's echoing because I'm talking over my own voice from the video that I'm playing. I'm trying to do my best to pause it before I talk. So just a heads up, it's not an echo. It was, like I said, it looked like he was fucking bragging.
So he can get help on his bond. The light ain't got no damn money. Look, he had money.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Since they go up allegedly, right? I'm saying allegedly because I don't know for sure if that's exactly what happened. If anybody knows, definitely if his bond went up, put a 1 in the chat. If his bond didn't go up, if you know his bond went up, put a 1 in the chat. If his bond went down, if his bond didn't go up, put a 2 in the chat. So I know. I'm gonna wait for y'all to do it. No stuff. This goddamn room make my nose stuffy. Anybody hear me? If anybody knows polite bail went up. If his bail went up, put a 1 in the chat. If his bail's still the same, put a 2 in the chat if you guys know. So his bail did go up.
He wouldn't have ran through crypto money so fast. That motherfucker spend it as soon as he get it.
Hit that like button as you come in, family. And he said it. I drove the cars. I wanted to drive, slept with the women I want to sleep with, in the houses I want to live in. Yo, Gene. That's how all these niggas act, yo. On their way to the top, when they first start, it's black power this, black power that. On their whole way up, it's black power. Soon as they get there, though, white folks give them a little peek into their world. Fuck niggas.
They sitting up here watching this shit not like some fish in a fishbowl. The fuck we done fell into. What's wrong with you, Leonard?
I think his bail was 10,000 the first time I heard.
Okay,
but how much did it go up? Right, Mark J. Right, Mark J. I think he did tell somebody if he did. How much did his bail go up? DJ Craig B, how much did his bail go up? If you know, put it in the chat.
But I still don't think him snitching them charges, because those are felony charges against minors. I mean, it might get him some time in a better facility than the one he's currently allotted to go to. You know, it might get him some perks. I don't think it's going to shorten his time.
If they don't put polite in PC, ooh, he better hold them butt cheeks tight. That's all I gotta say about that. I hope that man know how to fight. If you don't know how to fight, better learn how to keep your butt cheeks tight. That's all I got to say about that. If you don't know how to fight, if you don't get protected custody, if you don't know how to fight, better keep them.
But does he know enough to get with?
Not going to go to. He's not going to be in population, and I'm pretty sure he's smart enough to put some money away.
Privileges.
Yeah. He gonna hit them.
But I don't think that they'll sit up and overlook a sexual assault because of some civil matter.
Fuck no. But they all say Polite. They all say the same thing about him. Polite has an excellent memory. So imagine all the things he got. He know and memorized on people.
So we've been saying that, Mark. That's what I was saying. We've been saying that. I've been saying that since it came out. He gonna tell us, like about as hard as Charmin.
And Polite does have a very excellent memory, so he probably got that. He probably got a lot of info on a lot of people. Oh, it went up to 46,000. So he got to pay the whole thing or 10%. Is that the 10%? Is the 46,000 the 10%, or does he have to pay 10% of that? He do need to go to population, but knowing him, he's probably going to cut some type of deal and make it so that he gets PC. Oh, so he do got to pay 10% of the 46,000. Well, apparently he broke, so how he gonna pay it? And that's probably what she's talking about. He probably trying to get everybody to support him and send him all the money that he can. And that probably was like supposedly a heartfelt message to his supporters. No. That was probably a heartfelt message to his supporters. Help me, send me some money.
Who is my son?
The super soft kind, double plot. That nigga is soft.
We saw that when Captain Zoriak told him across the line.
Bag of cotton balls.
We saw that when Captain Zoriak told him across that line.
Look at what Leonard said. So we're not arguing with you, Mark. We're agreeing with you. You bring it to the choir. We've been saying this. I said that years ago. Look, Polite been running that Nino Brown line into the ground since like 2000. I'm Nino Brown. I ain't going down by myself. Yeah, he petty, but he's still gonna go down.
He too thin to win.
Guard. He got lotion and he hard. Guard.
Do that ass up.
Like you picking somebody suffering. No, this is what your ass get. Because you ain't had no business putting your hand in the face.
Yeah, but how is that picking on somebody suffering? Somebody commented that last night talking about you picking on somebody suffering. You mean Polite is picking on that little girl suffering? The way he's dancing and jigging around talking about I accomplished the things I sought out to accomplish. So he's happy that he accomplished allegedly molesting a 14-year-old girl. In jail? Yo, ain't you brother Polite?
No. When they was processing some of the inmates hey, are you brother Polite? He said, nah, I ain't that new. And then one of the guards said, hey, brother Polite. And he turned around and said, peace and blessings, my brother. He can't lie together for more than a minute. He ain't gonna last.
guard.
I was really typing on all caps, and that makes me wary, baby.
Leonard said, guard, he's misusing the hair grease. Guard. Leonard funny as shit for that. He said he's misusing the hair grease. Guard! He's misusing the hair grease and he's on hard. Leonard funny as shit.
Look,
that's what they're gonna be saying it to Polite. First it was young Pharaoh saying, Polite, I want my bag, Polite. I want my bag. I want my bag. Now it's gonna be somebody saying, big fella, toot that ass up. Toot that ass up, big fella. Guard. Guard.
50 on whether he's gonna throw Annette on the bus because she got the kids. If he love little like and baby like he say he do.
Didn't I say that the other day? I was like, yo, so what about this first wife?
Because you know what Ezekiel did tell me? And
I'm still saying that to this very day. What about that first wife?
So when you say that Harriet, really, what Dr. York was literally doing was child trafficking, human trafficking. He was doing child trafficking, human trafficking, and abuse. I know. You're funny. You crack me up. You're just something else. But sometimes, but the good thing is that you got the information. Because for years, right, nobody knew what went on in that court for years, and you got you literally got the information. It's gold. You see, right? You see that now? It's gold right now. So people haven't clocked it. That's what I think. Otherwise, right, they'd be streaming your thing real hard by this time, But they haven't clocked it because the fact that what's her name, Trip C, got the information and she showed it because the most we saw was him in cuffs, and then we saw the after bit when he got taken down. We never saw. Oh yeah, we saw him in prison. We never actually saw him in jail. The transcripts never did ever come out. People still believed in him. People still was having arguments over whether he did it or he didn't do it or whatever. So what you have there is gold, Ramel, literally. So if Trip did read a little more, I mean, like, she don't have to give away the whole thing, but give away the important bits. The abuse was the important bits, how they lived, which is what she said already. They was in trailer park and he was living like a king. Tamaray, I think people need to hear more about what happened in Tamaray on a whole, because people are still following Malachi Z. York, So it's gold. You basically got gold. You basically have gold, mate, in your hand.
I feel as though that first wife was fully complicit in all of Polite's activities. In all of his activities. Craig said, no, big fella. That's what they're going to be doing. They're going to be jumping on his ass. Toot that ass up, big fella. But I think the first wife was fully complicit in all Brother Polite's activities, his scams, the molestation, all of that shit. I think she was complicit. Put a 1 in the chat if you think if the first wife was complicit. Put a 2 if you don't think so.
He said he was.
I got issues.
Mommy,
Ugh.
help me move with these.
Hold on.
Hold up, wait a minute. Hold up, wait a
Did we do
minute.
it?
Hold up, wait a minute.
We did it. We did it. Hold on.
R. Kelly
Stop.
was found guilty on all charges. Racketeering and sex trafficking. R. Kelly has just been found guilty. Well, he hasn't just, well, he was found guilty on all charges. R. Kelly guilty on all 9 charges, facing decades and years. And that's what we gonna do with polite ass. We got one all day long. Yeah, she was complicit. She was complicit. And I think polite is going to leave everything to her, because think about it. He needs somebody to take care of his kids. He needs somebody to take care of them children when he's gone. And who not better than the person that he trusts, who was fully complicit and turned a blind eye to everything this man was doing. Yup, exactly. The only person that really knows the real you, even if you try not to hide, if you try to hide it from them, eventually they're going to know the real you. There's no way you can hide it. There's no way you can hide it. That lady was fully complicit. If you watch the interview of him on Jesse Lee Peterson, when the other wife wind up telling her age when Polite first met her, when she was like 16, 17, if you look at the look on the other wife's face, you can tell she had that look like, bitch.
Wow, it's like nobody was hearing me. So basically, what I was saying, sorry, there's a big, massive gap now. So basically, right, they all took advantage of children, all the same thing. They all did human trafficking. They all abused children. They all did the same thing. Dr. York, African Bombata, R. Kelly, right, is all very similar. They're all the same. They all do the same thing. So, and what I was saying, like, I don't even know what you heard me. It's good that the men's talking out, because it's mainly the women who normally talks about these things. But when the men talks about it, it just shows that how there needs to be a massive cleanup of the community, right? A massive cleanup. So organizations, you have to be careful what organization you put yourself in or you involve yourself in. I didn't know my mic was off, but what I was saying that how one lady, she was at the Tamaray, and allegedly her son got 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 interfered with, and she could not believe that this had happened to her son. She only left him to went and do something. She was driving trucks or something with the group. So some organizations are very dangerous. There's also a guy that comes up on Ramel's channel panel, and he explains about the frauds lives of the frauds, how they're frauding the people, like how certain chiefs are in there saying about, oh yeah, right, this is the new land and all this stuff. They also showed one of York's son, and he was talking about them being homeless and all this stuff, which is true. Some of the conscious community do not make sure that the people who is linked to them is taken care of, which is true. That is very true. So so the fact that men like Ramel is speaking out, one community is speaking out, I can't remember who else is speaking out. There's a lot of men that is talking out. There's a lot of women as well that is talking out. So the more I would say, I wouldn't say it's awareness, because some actions has been taken. Some people has actually gone to court. So it's not just awareness that is happening. And the reason why I kept bringing up Nature Boy as well, because what he's doing is a form of trafficking as well. Whether people care to believe or not, he is literally trafficking them young ladies. The only difference is the young ladies have so much low self-esteem, they think they're not looking at it as anything. They're looking at it as, oh yeah, right, I'm batting for my leader. But the leader, which happens in every cult, he takes advantage of everything, i.e. the money. He gets more sex than the other male members of the community. He indulges more, he eats better, he lives better than the community, which is the same thing. Which is the same thing with i.e. Nature Boy. There's no difference. They're all doing the same thing. And that's why when people listen to certain leaders, right, you don't really need a leader to lead you anywhere. You don't. You really don't. The only thing that needs to be accomplished is economics. That's the only thing. Now, when you're looking for a leader to lead you, they can lead you to hell. Sometimes, right, you have to get upon yourself, take the initiative. Self-enterprise is always spoken about. But if you're doing self-enterprise and you're in a commune with people and you're not reaping the benefit of being there, things are going on that you can't talk about. There's MBAs being used to silence the people. That's when it gets serious. That's when, like, it's not about everybody, it's about that one person. And York really had everybody surrounding him for a long time. He always had people surrounding him, and those who knew what he was doing, they looked and they never said nothing. How much years later now we're hearing about the transcript coming out? We're hearing about what was done after people was there arguing. No, it's the government that took him. No, it's his mind. It's him. He had that in him. York had a vice. As Layla Will's program showed, he had a vice too. Right? Now, on top of that, he gave the children herpes on top of that. Then he was going for boy and girl. The mothers and fathers was busy doing whatever they're doing, thinking they're doing good for their community and all this. York was there taking advantage of the children. But anyway, before I get all emotional, start shouting on here and getting all fussed up, because I don't want to fuss up on here, because when it comes to children, it's a whole nother something else. we sit in silence. People get abused, children get abused on a daily basis. We sit in silence. It's not on. So when people's talking about it, people need to come in and go on their chats and go and listen to what they're saying. And you know what? Again.
Yeah.
See, my daughter has to calm me down. You see that though? Yeah, so when we're talking about what we're talking about, this trafficking, this human trafficking, we ourselves, we hurting our own self. But people don't want to look at it like that. No, they're like, oh no, Tamaray was good. Duh, 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 duh. Fair enough, probably it had some good points to it. But now look where it's come to now. Polite's following his spiritual father. Right? So if that's the type of person you want to follow, then there's something wrong with you as a man. You're there saying, oh yeah, right, oh, leave polite alone. I'm so, like I said, I'm glad all this is coming out. Maybe all this needs to come out. It needs to come out. It needs to come out. I don't think anybody should be silent. Everybody needs to sound their voices, men and women alike. So I am not going to stay on here for long. I'm literally going to come off because I will just get passionate and I'll probably go to the next level, because when you look at certain videos and you're reading certain things on certain the transcript, because I'm reading it as she's reading it, I'm reading through it too. So this is really deeply serious. There are very sick people out there who come under the disguise of consciousness or woke. So people need to wake up themselves. You need to open your third eye, your fourth eye, whatever you got to do, because this is the way it's gonna go. And you know, we can make changes because we have the power. We can say we don't want them in our community. We can say that, but people don't want to say that. No, they'd rather sit down and be batting for them. What are you batting for them for? Anyways, I'm gonna come off because I'm gonna get highly angst and vex. You know what I mean? And I'm not good when I'm angst and vex at the same time, because there's too much of this this madness going on. There's about time people, community on a whole, try to do something. The people of the Americas are doing something. They're moving. They're making the moves. They're taking people. They're putting up their videos. They are using their own words as their whip for their backs. So if we in the UK is following these people and listening to people, Cyanetta and those people, they are not for the people. They're for themselves. They are all about vice. They don't care. They don't give a shit about us. They're worrying about themselves. They want to get... I'm not saying don't live good. I'm not saying don't eat good. We all want to eat and live good. But if you have to do what you got to do and hurt a child in the process, no, you're wrong. And that's why I'm playing Ramel's video. Because he got... The lady that he's talking to, she got the information hot off the press. She been after these people how long? Her Queen Thrones and all those ones. So the people is still batting for these people. I have to question myself. I really have to question. Are you truly for the community, or are you for the vice, or are you yourself a paedophile yourself? Because that's the only thing I can... Well, as they say over here, are you a nonce yourself? Because you must be a nonce, obviously. You must be. You're batting for that crap. So you must be down with it. So obviously, right, I have to watch myself and my children around you. So, like I said, I ain't gonna linger on here. I'm coming off because I have right. I've got to deal with my side of things. So with that said, I'm gonna come off. Have a good day and all that. See you. Bye.